Hello, guys and gals. Me, Mutahar. Today we're going to have our grand old time together. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know that I titled this video something like Apple is scum. But you know what? We're going to start this off with a little wholesome good moment today, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to look at a little website today. Look at that. Prepare. Now, before you wondered, oh, Muta here with that, where that sponsored ad. Okay, don't player hate or anything. This ain't no sponsored ad yet. I wanted to look at this connected cooking deal, right? I mean, look at it. Prepare connects all the parts of your cooking life in a single app. You know when they said there's an app for everything? Oh, there's an app for everything. Discover, organize, shop, and cook with Prepare's uniquely built features. Oh, man. Save and organize recipes? That's pretty sweet. Create your own custom meal plans. Oh, man, that is amazing. Shop smarter? God, I am too sarcastic. Holy crap, I'm not even trying to be mean here. But cook simply? I mean, this is without a doubt one of the greatest looking apps ever. But you know what? You might be wondering, Muta, I noticed something off with this application. Oh, yeah? So do I. Now, I'm going to ask you, what do you notice off with this application? Could it be that it may not be the best cooking app in the world? Surely that can't be. What if I told you this is copying Apple? Ho, 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 ho. You're like, oh, Muta, where are you coming at? You see that? You see that pair right there? See that pair right there? Apple is willing to take these people to court because that apparently looks too much like the Apple logo. Now, to the common individual out there, you may be wondering, wow, that's really stupid. And if you think that, congratulations, you're right, because that is incredibly fucking stupid. In fact, right now, Apple is actually engaged in bullying these individuals, because apparently that website that we just saw is in violation of its Apple trademark, and it might confuse consumers. We're gonna read a little excerpt from this 352-page legal document real quick. All right, so bear with me, okay? This is some real bullshit. Applicant's mark consists of a minimalistic fruit design with a right-angled leaf, which readily calls to mind Apple's famous Apple logo and creates a similar commercial impression. The Apple marks are so famous and instantly recognizable that the similarities in applicant's mark will overshadow any differences and cause the ordinary consumer to believe the applicant is related to, affiliated, and or endorsed by Apple. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, the Prepare logo that we just saw, I wasn't thinking of Apple until this stupid lawsuit kind of kicked in. Now, I think this speaks more for the actual consumer base for the Apple product line than actual Apple themselves, because I think what Apple is trying to say is the audience that is buying their product is so fucking smooth-brained and dead inside that I guess any logo with a fruit with a leaf that points in the same direction as the Apple logo, which, may I remind the audience, the leaf can only point in one or two directions, which means if you're designing a logo with a fruit, congratulations, 50% of your decision-making there could land you in a legal case against Apple. Now, of course, we consider this nonsense, right? Of course. But you want to know why this is bullying? Because this is some mom-and-pop shop startup web service that they've created, right? And now they have to spend probably God knows how much going up against Apple, which is currently, if I'm not mistaken, a trillion-plus valuated company, one of the biggest tech firms in the world. Okay, their acquisition list, okay, their acquisitions, some of them are worth more than many small companies or companies in their scope at all. Apple is straight engaged in bullying. Even if they're right or wrong, it doesn't matter because they're just going to bankrupt these poor people in legal fees. It's how companies get away with this weird shit. Now, you know what? Apple is one of those companies that I've constantly called scummy before. And you know what? For the most part, Apple still deserved to be, they could still get away because at the end of the day, the only scummy thing for me was that they were just selling overpriced products that you could buy far better products from other vendors for much fairer costs. That's okay. Trust me, when you're as big as Apple, hey, sell your brand, mark that shit up 200%. Hey, I'd probably do it too if I didn't have a soul. But you know what I wouldn't do if I was an Apple company is sue the small guy over the stupidest shit like this. And what's happened here is Apple's little lawsuit has now sparked up a fucking wave of negative public relations. I mean, Do you want to look like the big bad tech company that's bullying the smaller ones off of a trademark violation this petty? No, I don't think you want to even come across like that. Even if you look at the logo very carefully, all right, you can see that the apple over there, you can see that the leaf is pointing to the right. It's in black and white. That is a very recognizable brand. Sure, don't get me wrong. It's like the Nike check. You know, I get it. Does that mean that this logo, just because it has its leaf pointing to the right, is that okay? Is that are we being absolutely real? Just to show you the stupidity that this actually leads to, this is the Raspberry Pi logo up here. Now, is this in violation of Apple's trademark? Could they ever one day decide to go after Raspberry Pi? Probably not, because as you can see on Raspberry Pi's website, it's all about bringing education to the youth. And I don't think Apple's willing to step on the nuts of enriching our children with knowledge for the future. I mean, what the hell am I saying? They're literally suing someone whose company name is Super Healthy Kids Incorporated. Holy crap. They really don't have a goddamn soul. What the fuck? Literally right here you can read, this is from the legal docket, first ground for opposition. Apple hereby incorporates paragraphs, whatever, let's go over here. There is no issue as to priority. Apple began using the Apple marks in commerce at least as early as 1976 and owns prior registrations for and prior common law rights in the Apple marks. Consumers encountering Apple applicants mark are likely to associate. Right here, you can see it. Bam. Literally, Apple pointed this out. That's their halal logo, and that's the logo of the oppressor. I mean, goddamn, until you start pointing it out, then I guess I can maybe... What's your connection? The fact that it's a fruit? Let's go back to the Raspberry Pi logo. Do you have the balls to go on that? Let's hear that shit out. I don't know. It's funny, now that they've done it to somebody who's actually gained some form of media attention, I wonder what they're going to do now. Are they going to continue with this, or are they going to slowly back off and hold the L? Let's try to figure it out. Now, I love how they say they're using their shit since 1976. This is a 1984 commercial with the Apple Macintosh that I'm going to play, right? And if anybody knows anything about this commercial, they'll know that this was kind of a parody for the movie 1984, and it was actually sort of a commentary, because at the time, I would say most of the world was encroached on one system, and Apple was the one over there bringing that sweet different flavor of computing. They were ready to beat the system. On January, Apple will introduce Macintosh, and you'll see why. Oh, look, they were pride friendly back then too. God damn. Oh man, what a wholesome company. Hey, you know what they say, right? You either die a hero or you live long enough to be a villain. You know that Batman quote that I see posted on I'm 13 and edgy or whatever the fuck that subreddit is called. That's quite literally what I'm getting over here. Holy crap, Apple, what the fuck? You know, it's almost similar, to an extent, when Microsoft, which this is an excerpt from a video I'm working on regarding the evils of Microsoft, where they basically went after a patent war with TomTom and I think numerous other companies, but TomTom was the one that was sort of like in the news. And they went after them with patents. Just get ready for these ones. Apparently, the TomTom, when they were designing their Linux-based system, violated Microsoft's software patents. Get ready for this rich shit. Providing a common namespace for long and short file names. Oh, you really violated that one. Here's the other one. For a method and system for file system management using Flash EPROM. I mean, why not just add the patent for breathing at that point, right? I mean, holy shit. And it's crazy because Microsoft's former CEO, Steve Ballmer, once called Linux cancer. I think he also said Linux is communism. This is actually from 2000, and it wasn't until current CEO Satya Nadella that Microsoft was like, wow, we actually make a lot of money in the service business. Everyone buying servers just wants to use Linux. Guess we should love Linux now. Hell, they love it so much they actually packaged that shit within Windows 10. How the times have changed. But if you scoot on back from Microsoft to the magic world of Apple, you can kind of understand that this is nonsense. Apple, without a doubt, has no ground for any of this. What we have seen is a logo that I think most people, if you watch the first couple minutes of this video, you'd probably say, wow, I didn't notice a difference until Apple straight up put the gun to my head and pointed it out. Yeah, I didn't notice it either, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, this mom and pop company, all right, literally designing a cooking application because God forbid they decided to be cheeky and say, "Ooh, Prepare? Maybe we can use a pear as a logo for our app called Prepare." I've always said Apple is scum. Fuck Apple. I don't like Apple, but I really, really don't like Apple. If I even thought for a second that I was going to buy Macs or an iPhone or anything, this whole trademark bullshit told me that from now on, I will never, ever even think and conceive of giving Apple any money in the future whatsoever. Until Apple stops bullying the fucking smaller person and stops acting like this, I think it's high time that people start boycotting their shit. Trust me, Apple doesn't even make the best tech in the market anyways. If you really wanted to, maybe it's time to start opening up, using different software, using different hardware, and realizing that outside of their fucking ecosystem, there's a whole world to explore, and a world that isn't locked down by these absolute fucking corporate sociopaths. Ladies and gentlemen, all right, I don't like Apple, and you know what? I sure as hope Apple doesn't like me either. And what I do hope is the best for this mom and pop. I hope the best for Prepare. I really do. And I think given all this negative attention right now aimed at Apple, they probably should back off. If they don't, well, guess what? They're stupider than I once conceived. So I'm going to ask you for the comment section below. Who's fucking stupider? Is it Apple, the company? Or is it still the smooth brains that support Apple after all this shit? Answer in the comment section below. This is me, Mutahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.